And with that, we're live. Hello, everyone. How are you doing this evening? There's a lot of people here that aren't actually here, so I have to turn off images. There we go. There it is. There it is.
My Crusader keeps getting cock blocked.
Welcome to the RPing episode of The Game Won't Play Itself. I couldn't tell you what episode number it is, even though I'll see it in about whenever we're done with this. Do it live. Yeah, fuck it, we're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Welcome to an American fiasco. That's what we're going to call this, because that's what it is. It's an American fiasco. Will's not here, which means there is no script, there is no flow. It's whatever we make it.
And that would be liberty.
Because America.
Because America. Because we're live. News items. Let's just like run off the. Let's just go through like the normal paperwork stuff that we do at the beginning of the show. First of all, whoever the person who unfollowed is, I'm going to murder you, because we're back at 199.
You get back here, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. You can't leave unless you get somebody else to fill your spot. But as like we said,
That was the contract.
That was the contract. That was the thing. That was the thing you signed when you followed. If you leave, you got to have somebody replace yourself. It's that easy. God. But like we said, this is the Game Will Play Itself podcast. I am James Atkinson, aka Spike, aka the actual person who streams on the Tick Whoopies channel. Joining me, as always, is Chris, aka Hergelman.
Hello!
AKA, I don't know what else.
Let me
Just list the superlatives.
over here. Okay. I gotta move all my everything because I gotta get the mic right over here.
There you go. Move that mic.
I need it right here so I can do this.
There you go.
So, come on.
So we can talk dramatically into our mics. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Other notions. Twitch Prime is a thing. You should do it. It helps people. I usually go into long rants about this kind of stuff, but do it. It helps people. It could help us. Could help anybody else. Twitch Priming is awesome. And you get this cool subscriber thing, and you get the Twitch Prime crown next to your name, which is kind of awesome. So you're gonna want to do that. Second bits. Watch weird videos on Twitch. Ooh. Daniel Strides Vlogs hosted us. Daniel, thank you. I think he does vlogs. Do you think he does vlogs, Chris?
He might do vlogs.
He might do vlogs. I'm really guessing that he does vlogs.
What happens if I do this?
What?
Oh. that
Perfect,
happens.
Daniel. We're happy that you do vlogs. I mean, it was a guess. By the way, right on with that branding. Just 10 out of 10. We absolutely agree, right?
Branding is one of the most important things.
We don't do vlogs. Instead, we do a weekly podcast where we just normally talk about video games and other things that me and Chris can cram into a conversation.
And pray that we don't get in trouble with Will for.
Exactly. Yeah, no. It's what happens when the common sense goes away. Can I reference you back to the I can't it was season 2. It was when Regis was on last, and it was about the bully hunters.
Oh boy.
And we all remember how that went.
The bully hunters. They hunt bullies. God, that was such a shit show. Literally just trolls upon trolls.
Well, see, that's the thing. The podcast names implies that you don't discuss the majority of idle games. That is the truth, because we're under the assumption that the game doesn't play itself. Now, that being said, I have played games and have had people help me play games, or robots in the largest MMO in the world, mainly because I didn't want to have max level characters. We are definitely allowed to talk about Fallout 76. Absolutely, we can talk about whatever we want. Yeah, see, that's a good question. Agency in video games. Are you really playing The Sims? Are you really playing RimWorld? Are you just putting people in situations and making sure that they have like general understandings of stuff that they need to do? Because ultimately, in RimWorld, you get to a point where the game really does just kind of run without you. You can walk away from it, and in like 9 times out of 10, people will figure out what shit they need to do.
I'm phasing through walls in this golf game.
That sounds like a normal day of golf. Yes, but we can definitely talk about really they're yeah. It's sad when your game has 76 in the title and gets shown up by a mod with no, like Fallout Miami mod fan mod looks really freaking amazing. Did you see any of that, Chris? I should probably do that.
The Fallout Miami? No, I did not.
Yeah, like a modding community came out and like modded the shit out of it, and it looks pretty freaking awesome. Like they put out a Bethesda level trailer. Yeah, true. But City Skylines. Somebody who's played a lot of City Skylines, it it does run itself. But I think it's all about the journey to get there. It's about like getting to the point where you have that perfect equation, where like all the systems are working in perfect order, and like you don't have to do anything, and everything's just is balanced and nice. It kind of creates that level thing. But then you kind of run into that problem is you get it too big. It's like, well, we need more industry. Well, we're at the right level of industry, but then you start over polluting, your farm's going down, and then just people start getting sick. And I think that's the thing, is that people are always looking for that perfect balance in those kind of games. I mean, and that's why people play it. Is it like, sure, they could have a small city and just have that small city run fine. You won't make a lot of money in the short term, but that game will be self-sustained, and it will just run. And you can just walk away from it and like come back 10 hours later and have more money than God. But then it raises the question: are you gonna use that money to build more infrastructure or not?
To get more money.
Exactly.
More efficiently. So
more efficiently.
Build more infrastructure to get more money.
We need more money.
And at that point, why don't you just Bitcoin mine? Because it's this doing the same thing, but at least you're,
Because everyone by now has already purchased Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. By the way, that's actually an interesting thing about there was a game taken off Steam recently. It was one of those like really cheap freeware games where like part of the software was them being able to hack your computer and use their GPU and CPU power to do Bitcoin farming for the developers of the game. The game was basically an installer for malware to add them to your BitConnect mining game. It was great. It's not anymore. I mean, it sucks for people who bought it, but when you buy a game for 99 cents on Steam, what do you expect?
I expect Steam Summer Sale, the game.
Nice. Steam Summer Sale, the game. And we all know that's coming out. And Daniel, by the way, and that's true. You get bored of a game and then you wonder why you spent $50 and you don't even play anymore. I mean, that is literally 90% of my Steam list. Some of which haven't even ever been installed. But, that I think the thing is how much you pay for it is also kind of like you can look at your gaming as like value per gaming. I bought BioShock Infinite for full price. I beat it in about 8 hours, and I felt that I got my money's worth. Got told an engaging story that was interesting over an 8-hour period of time. Done. And then I've also bought Football Manager for full price, and I'm a little scared to see what this number is going to be. Do I really want to know? Okay, yeah, that's a lot of time. I've spent 811 hours on Football Manager. Which you think about it, paying $49.99 and getting that much time out of the game, I've made my money back. I'm down to like to the pennies, if not smaller than pennies of gameplay value.
Meanwhile, I got golf.
Yeah, we all truth. Well, also, House. I mean, you can. There's a lot of games on Steam right now that you can get that cost you no money, and got that anime titty.
But the question is, are you gonna get a lot of play value out of it?
Truth. I mean, define play value.
Is it worth your time playing them?
Yeah, is the payoff to get to that anime titty worth it? I now know what the subtext.
Are those anime titties worth the time? Because time is money.
See, I now know what the it's gonna be the American Fiasco. Are them anime titties worth your time? Yeah, but how is it at the same time if we're discussing it? It's not as bad as like, you know, games that came over in the 80s, in like the late 90s, early 2000s. You can't tell me that those weren't translated badly. There's even games that come out now that are translated horribly. And you're paying more than 99 cents or for frizz for them. But yeah, that's only my Steam library. Yeah, I know. Everybody's Steam library is like is a level of shame. We should do, Chris. We should do a month like after. We should do it like the month after one of the Steam sales should just be devoted to the backlogs of shame. Where you devote each week or every stream during that month to a different game out of your backlog that you didn't buy from that Steam summer sale. Or like
that you didn't buy from the Steam summer sale.
That the most recent, or you do it during the Steam summer sale. So it's like the Steam summer sale usually runs for like a week and a half. So it's like during the Steam summer sale, I'm only going to play games that I've had on my. You just go like by recent, search by recent, and you go all the way down to the bottom of the list. So whatever your most not leastest games. Yeah, we can understand. No, I can't understand what a small Steam list is. Me and Chris have left that in the dust a long time ago. We're not gonna measure, but if we were, Chris, what are you like? You're at like 500, right, Chris?
For my games?
Yeah.
I think I'm 630 something.
Okay, I'm at 381. So.
Yeah, 632.
That's a good question. What is the game I have not played? What is the game at the bottom of my? Oh, Half-Life 2. That's the oldest game I have on here. Which makes sense because I had to sign up for Steam to install Half-Life 2 when I played it when it came out. So, yeah, Half-Life 2, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, Company of Heroes, and Torchlight. Those aren't actually some bad games.
No.
So, moving on. What else do we have to talk about? It's QuakeCon, which means there's things to talk about there. Let's just look into it. Chris is usually everything Bethesda related, but I will talk about Quake is free. Quake Champions is going to stay free.
Which is great.
I was going to say, which is probably the best for that game.
Easily. It plays very much like a game you would want to be free. And with microtransactions, of course, with loot boxes. But it's done very much Blizzard style. Where it's just cosmetics.
Do you feel that like Quake is kind of like a precursor to like get people hyped for Doom?
Quite possibly. I mean, it's been a while since the last actual Quake, which was Quake 4.
And do you think that they could be using Quake as like this is like an idea for building the Doom Eternal multiplayer that's coming out? Because it's fast-paced, action, kind of shootery, kind of things going on.
Well, they already did a really good job with the original Doom multiplayer. Um, the thing they had an issue with was some of the guns were stronger than others, but that's just a general balancing issue, which is very tricky to do in general.
But excuse me, I'm reading the news on the Doomy stuff. But yeah, what do we got here? Quake is free. Rage 2 gameplay was shown off. They've got a release date for the MMO that they've got going on, the Elder Scrolls MMO. So there's a release date for that new expansion. Hooray! Um, and then Doom Eternal has a bunch of news. Obviously, there's going to be multiplayer. There is single player, and there's DLC as part of it. Single player DLC was part of the plan going forward. It's good to see that game because there wasn't really any. There's Doom, and that was it. They really never did anything beyond that. They they built them. They gave people the map creator and stuff. Right beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Paco, that's dangerous, man. That there's a YouTube link in there. I don't know if I'm gonna click it or not. It's oh boy, I don't know what that could be. That could be anything.
It could be everything. Oh no.
That's a video, all right. We're just gonna leave that there. So, Chris, Doom
Mm-hmm.
is Doom.
I'm not watching anything about it so that I can play it completely 100% openly.
The only thing I've seen so far, Paco, I would be happy to open that later, not now.
Happy to open that eventually.
Yeah, it will be opened. I can guarantee you. I don't know where, I don't know when, but it will. No porn scary. I know it's not porn. I can see that it's definitely a YouTube video.
But YouTube is a sketchy place these days.
Oh, it is very sketchy place. It has a lot of people doing things the way other people do things. Which is weird. Yeah, it's how long do owls live? Good question. 13 years. Oh, Harry Potter reference. Nice. So, let's just move on through this. So, QuakeCon, it's going out right now. Also, you can get Bethesda games cheap, so do that. It's nice. If you didn't have Fallout 4 already, you can get the entire thing for like super cheap. God, Will usually gets all the good freaking news stories, and we are just trashing this. That's all good. Elder Scrolls Online is free to play this weekend, so you should do that. Game of the Year edition of Fallout is $30. That's pretty good. Prey DLC is 25% off. Also very good. Entire Dishonored franchise for $40. That's also very good. And the original... It's funny, you can play the Quake collection. You can spend $12.49 for all of the Quake collection, or you can play Quake for freeze. Quake Champions for free. So, I guess the one thing that Will told us to talk about is IGN's had a guy whose article got taken down because it was almost a word-for-word script and inflection from a YouTuber who did a review on a game. And people aren't happy about it.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, so there's a copy, so there's going to be a big inquiry, which leads to already the shaky credibility of IGN.
Oh boy. Gotta
Yeah,
love it.
gotta love it.
Gotta
10 out of 10.
Games journalism. They used to do things, now they don't.
Well, remember, doesn't IGN own Humble Bundle now?
Yup. Which makes me all the more leery. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad at the state of things.
What did IGN like? What? Let's do a little experiment here. Let's do a thought experiment here, everybody. So IGN. I'm gonna go to IGN's website and I'm gonna pull up Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle, right? So we'll put Humble Bundle over here. We'll put IGN over here. There's 6 Bundaroos. By the way, the bundles have really not gotten good.
They've gotten significantly worse.
Yeah. Cybersecurity bundle.
Oh boy! That's what I think about whenever I think about the Humble Bundle.
Let's take
Cybersecurity.
There's
Because all the devs just like pulled out. They're like, I don't know anymore, guys.
Program your own games. Pay what you want for programming video game books.
Oh boy. We have the internet for that for free.
Yep. I'm sorry, but this is the free Humble exclusive for Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online is a premier free-to-play MMORPG. Why am I gonna buy a bundle for Star Trek Online when it's already free to play? So they have a sports bundle, gaming bundle. It's time for a new sports bundle. Yeah. So let's talk about the sports games in the bundle.
Oh boy. Are they sports games?
Sure. We can call them that. So if you pay more than $1, I can't believe you get Grind 2, Sega Bass Fishing, and East Side Hockey Manager.
That's not Football Manager. That's
No.
Garbo.
It's Hockey Manager, which is biggest important thing is the best hockey management sim on the market by a very large margin. Now with official UK league and player datas, because you got. I mean, I'm all for obscure leagues in football and stuff, but you know what I really wanted to do, Chris? I really wanted to manage a UK hockey team. Moving on from that, if you pay more than the average of $6.20, you get Motorsports Manager. By the way, I would agree. Motorsports Manager is a very solid motorsports sim. It's very simplistic, but it plays really well. Dirt Rally, Super Bloody Hockey, and Football Manager 18. But it's not Football Manager 18. It's a 75% off coupon for Football Manager 18.
Okay, that is bullshit. That should not be there.
It's not even the game.
Fuck them.
75% coupon for the game.
If you pay us a portion of the game, we'll get you a different portion.
And if you spend more than $12, you get F1 2017. So you get the F1 game based on last season's F1 league. So now I'm gonna probably shots fired here, but there's none of the major games for any of these in here, any of the major sports titles, and they're calling this their sports bundle.
I call it their garbage.
You have game design and puzzle craft bundle for ebooks.
Really?
And the comics. What are the comics this year? Should I even Does anybody know who Valiant Universe? Anybody know about the Valiant Universe?
Nope.
Get Faith in the Future Force XO Manowar Deluxe Edition and Generation Version Volume 1. I'm sorry if I'm pissing people off or boring, but like this is really weird. Remember when Humble Bundle like actually
they humbly bundled games.
Yep. The Emily one?
And it was about the charity. It wasn't about the games.
They don't even list the charity. Oh no, sorry. It's Keep Abreast. It's the charity. Payments to Keep Abreast are made via the PayPal Giving Fund. What's the PayPal Giving Fund?
Isn't that PayPal covering it?
Yeah, is partnered with PayPal Giving Fund, a charity that raises funds for charities through technology. PayPal Giving Fund, federal tax ID, certifies charities to participate in the Humble Bundle program. It receives donations from Humble Bundle. Distributes 100% in it and distributes. So basically, they're outsourcing their donations.
So then that means Humble Bundle actually gets like the full portion, right?
Right.
If I'm understanding this. Which means they're just not a charity anymore in any regard. Yeah. They're just garbage.
Non-gifting purchases, how to redeem games, payments. Choose your own charity bundle programs, supporting charity through the Humble Store. This is the thing that needs to go. Obtaining purchase history for tax purposes or business expenses. That's a thing. Okay, support charity, support featured charity. Yeah, that's not what I'm wanting. How do we break this down?
Painfully.
When you make a purchase on the Humble Store, you get an option. You get the option to opt into Humble Rewards. 5% of the revenue or every purchase is routed to your Humble wallet, or to a charity of your choice. Simply add a game to your shopping cart and check out, and it'll do that. Don't see the group you're looking for. The fine print. PayPal Givings Fund is the administrative fee we're taxed with the VAT system processor. Yeah, just or deductive. Okay, the fuck. Okay. Hey, Lard's skydiving or skinny dipping or whatever he's doing. But we're reading. We're deep into the legalese of what is Humble Bundle, and what it's become.
The answer is it's garbage.
All right. Yeah. No.
But how garbage is it legally?
It's very garbage.
Very garbage.
Yeah. It's very
garbage.
It's very garbage now. Because ready for me to read this? The fine print. Humble Bundle bought out Tinder. Yeah, I wish. Here's the fine print. The PayPal Giving Fund's administration fee and applicable sales tax, VAT, and payment processor fees, typically when the average of 6 to 7% of all transactions, are deducted from the donation. Humble Bundle will continue to contribute the indicated percent of the net revenue from the listed price of each item sold through the Humble Store to go to the PayPal Giving Fund or the Tides Foundation organizations. We direct orgs to pay the funds to the charity indicated through the Humble shopping cart at the time of purchase or the charity indicated on the product page. Orgs retain ultimate decision and control over the donations they receive from Humble Bundle, and you will not be entitled to a tax deduction for any contributions. So, what they're saying is... So what we're saying here is that when you buy something off of the Humble Bundle store, you can take that and you can... they donate it to... Either they give it through the PayPal Giving Fund, who will take anywhere from about 6 to 7% of that $5.99 donation off the top for their processing. Which, not all charitable foundations do have to, have operating costs. That's not totally ununderstandable. But, it's almost something where you could have figured, that into what you're donating instead of just taking it off. Or maybe Humble Bundle, being the fact that they're here for charity, could give it... Be like, hey, you know what? No, we'll cover that 7% of $5.99. And then they're saying the Tides Foundation they direct them to spend the money on the charities you indicate, but the Tide Foundation, also called the Orgs, which is the higher one, reserves the right to put the money to whatever donate to move the money wherever they want. So basically saying you can donate,
But it ain't gonna matter.
it ain't gonna no. I don't think Humble Bundle bought Tinder. The Humble Thirsty Bundle, yeah.
I chose the Humble Thirsty Bundle.
Now that's the grinder. They do give you an option, Allie, but they're saying that the places, if you're not doing it through PayPal, the PayPal thing, but they're doing it through the other thing, that they will strongly suggest to that company to send your donation to that, but ultimately that company reserves the right to send the money wherever they want. Which is them saying is your money goes into a pool and that pool gets distributed. It may not necessarily be your money that goes to the charity that you wanted it to. And it's the same with the PayPal. I'm reading the donation delivery policy, and on the bottom, there's a section here. They talk about donations made by PayPal Giving Fund, enrolled charities, unenrolled charities, and then there's this section right here. Reassignment of certain donations. We take all responsible steps and to attempt to grant donated funds according to the donor's recommendation. PayPal Giving Fund retains exclusive rights to control over all donation. In rare cases in which the charity fails to meet our terms of certification nonprofit or fails to meet PayPal's giving funds due to due diligence standards described above for receipt of donation at any time, we reserve the right to reassign the funds to another charitable organization of our choice. We may also reassign the organizations during an event that we are unable to distribute the funds successfully, i.e. the charity doesn't cash the check they send. The tax deduction status for the donation doesn't change, and the funds are reassigned by the PayPal Giving Fund is the charitable organization in accord with the donor. God. What has this turned into?
An abomination.
Not only are you buying shit for your Humble Bundle, but your money may not even go to the place you wanted it to go.
Exactly. Like, I hate when I'm right, because this is usually the shit I'm right about. Because let's flashback, like, back to the actual purchase when that happened, and I went, "This is terrible," and I think it's terrible, and now today it's terrible.
Yeah, well, I agreed with you at the time. It was gonna be bad. Why does a gaming news site need to be involved in selling video games? That is not good business.
That is not good business at all.
What is the journalistic practice is going to be in it? Because I wanted to do something, right? I wanted, if they had a halfway decent bundle here, which they don't. I was going to say, let's look at the reviews for the games they had on the bundles. But these games aren't even worth reviewing. But you can get Sniper Elite 4 for $12 a month. For free.
It's not free because it's $12 a month.
So
I'm still fucking subscribed.
Oh no, sorry,
to it.
not even yet. That's next month.
Yep.
So for this month, August, you would have gotten Forged Battalion, A Hat in Time, The Escapist 2, Conan Exiles, The Surge, Fire Logic, Wharton, and Sudden Strike. What are these? Apparently they're $228 in games. I don't see that. So basically this is what Humble Bundle has become. Just donate to a charity on your own. Because it's better. Let me ask you one thing, Chris. When you bought a bundle, didn't it used to just give all of that to the charity?
No, it would give a portion of it, but you could choose the portion still.
Right, but
I think when it first launched, I think they did that, but then they were like, well, it costs us money to do this, so we need to have something.
So they put it to the point where like you could choose like I think their highest tier was like pretty much everything but what they need to take out for their operating and processing costs. It was still like something, wasn't it still like something like 80%?
No, it was like it was a little bit higher. You could go, I think it was like 90%. You could go 90%.
Yeah, so it's feeling 90 cents on every dollar going to charity. That's pretty good considering what the expense. Now this is just wait. It's like, hey, you give me some money, we'll make it go to give you some games. Maybe it'll go to the charity you want. Maybe it won't.
Well, no, it won't. It won't. I promise you it won't.
But you know what people are excited about? BitConnect. Oh, no. BitConnect is the shit. I couldn't tell you what BitConnect is. Anyway, so, yeah. IGN, copyright, Humble Bundle bad. Just donate to a local charity. Even better, this is what you can do. All right? You can take your old video game system that you're not playing anymore, like your Xbox 360 that still works. Take it with all the games you bought for it and bring it down to like your local Goodwill or like shelter, like Fish or like the local shelter down there, and donate it.
Mm-hmm.
Then because guess what? You're giving gaming to other people, and you're giving them entertainment and fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better thing you could do. Also, it cleans out room in your house. That's what you should do. Don't buy from Humble Bundle.
No.
Donate your video games in your old gaming system.
Give your video
games away. That's a good thing. The things you're not playing anymore. Because you want to know what you may scoff at playing Fallout 3 on the PlayStation 3, but there's some kid out there that's going to really enjoy that, or adult. So do that. That's a lot of fun. So, that's news? News? Is that the news?
I think that's the news.
I think that's the news. We've done the news. Okay. Check that off the will board. Did news. That takes us to what we've been playing? Right? That's usually how this rolls?
Probably.
I don't know. Will steers the conversations. I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let me look at recent on Steam. Real easy for me. No Man's Sky, Yakuza, Metal Gear Solid, Football Manager, Monster Hunter World. Everything except Football Manager and Monster Hunter World I've recorded, streamed, and will be going up on YouTube. So there's really nothing for me to talk about there. Monster Hunter World is a lot of fun. I'm looking to hunt Mons with people. I just don't know if Paulo and Stam has it, so I have somebody who I can play Mon Hunter with.
I can pick it up, but I'm holding off for the bombardment of October.
Yeah, no, I understand. I absolutely understand. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I'm excited because Monster Hunter feels really good on keyboard and mouse. It feels the inputs are a lot quicker. It feels like I have more control over where I'm aiming and where I'm doing stuff than a controller. It just feels right. I can't wait to try and use a bow. I think that is going to be like where it really shines, is in the ranged weapons. It's going to be great there. But more to come on that. There may be a stream or two later on some Monster Hunter. That's basically all I've been playing. Chris?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of golf. Not quite golf with friends. I'm booting up some Heroes of the Storm pretty soon to try and join up a little mishmash team we got. A little mishmash team. And yeah, the last thing, of course, is the Ravenloft report.
Just go right into that.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ravenloft report. As normal, it is raining out in the lands of Barovia. There is nothing wrong with that, except that it's always and all the time, eternally doing so. As of recently, we got ourselves a new DM on the block. Everybody welcome DM Wrath to the party of DMs, flexing his muscle this afternoon with the whispers of ghosty goos and lightning strikes right outside the outskirts of Valaki. Now, out in the outskirts, beyond that, in the mist camps, things are moving quite quickly. There seems to be some bounties being passed back and forth for an incredibly high amount of coin. If you think you have what it takes to take down some of the highest level players in the game, you can take a shot. The sum total bounty between everyone is 250,000 gold. That is 50,000 for 3 people in the one corner, which I'll call the blue team, and then the red team being solely of one member who has a bounty out for the rest of them. And they have a bounty out for him for 100,000. So it's 100,000 for the red team and 50,000 each for the blue team. So to those of you who have rather unscrupulous morals and wish to screw both of them out of all of their money, go ahead and take a shot. Let's see, what else is there? I haven't been checking out what's going on with the Garda in Valaki, but there's been a major catastrophe out towards Croftberg to the south. Mount Gakis has fallen, mostly. The city of Dwarfheim has been collapsed upon. I believe there was something to do with the dragon beneath the mountain. So to those of you who are looking for more adventure in that direction, be weary. Things are quite dangerous out there these days. And that is all for the Ravenloft report.
Sorry, I'm on IGN right now. I'm looking to see what their worst reviewed game is of all time. I'm just trying to see what like their problems. Like they have like the Mega Man 2. Okay, so here's the thing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
While this is loading up, I have to see like what the most. Okay, so these are like all Wii U and DX games. So like when's like the most recent console generation game we're gonna find? So they re-reviewed No Man's Sky.
Makes sense.
Or is this... Yeah, so they re-reviewed it and they gave it a 7. That's not... I would maybe agree with that. But here's this one. Mega Man X2 Legacy Collection. Mega Man X Legacy Collection, second part. Which has in it Mega Man 8, 7, 6, and 5. What they reviewed it at a 6. It says the games part of the second collection are not as strong, but Capcom has taken the time to polish each one looking for the fans in the series. So you're giving them a 6 because they compiled a bunch of the... They didn't change the games from when they originally released. They just put them in a collection. And you're saying, because they're not... Those games aren't as good, we're giving you a 6. But you made them look pretty. Isn't that the point of
IGN is made of bullshit and just I don't.
The major sites, I can't go to them anymore because it's just a shit show everywhere.
Isn't that the point of a legacy collection? Like
yes, this thing that is quite obviously there because your person doesn't like it in a very loose manner. It has a poor review now, and people are going to base their judgments off of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Steam curators. That is the way to go. If you like games and like a certain genre and follow a person who happens to like a lot of the same games as you, they can join as a Steam curator, and they can go and
add collections of games and say, hey, this is a game that I would play. And then you would go, oh, you play games that I like to play. Therefore, I might like to play this one. Do that. It's much better.
I could do you one better. Take that game that you are interested in playing. Take that game and then search it in YouTube. And like, I bet you'll find somebody who's doing a let's play of it. Watch a couple of the first videos. Find somebody you like and watch them play it. And I think you'll ultimately get a good sense of what's going on. By the way, so I looked in PS4 for their worst reviewed game.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the worst reviewed game they have on PS4 is Rugby Cup 2005, which they gave it a 1.5.
Oh boy.
Which is down from Rugby 2015. The most recent one I can see is Crisis of the Planet of the Apes VR, which they gave a 3.
That's no good.
And that's in 2018. I'm looking at the first page here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Wait, they gave Double Dragon a 3.5? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
Don't. It'll hurt your brain. It'll hurt your brain. Don't try to understand.
Like I'm only looking at the first 25 games, and I've gone from 1 to 5 in 25 games. Why is Double Dragon 4 bad?
It's not.
Double Dragon 4 is a retro brawler that leans too heavily on elements that haven't aged gracefully at all. Once again, they didn't update the game. They just re-released it.
Like,
what?
People, they don't understand it. Let's not forget the whole fiasco about game devs not being able to play games. Namely, games that are enticed as a challenging game. Why would you put a person who can't play challenging games to review a challenging game?
I don't know. They did give Destiny's Curse of Osiris DLC a 5 out of 5, 5.5 out of 10.
Of course, because it's Bungie.
Yeah, which
it's a huge name company that is willing to shill to them, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it wasn't great. I can agree with that. It wasn't worth the money, but also like I bought the edition of the game that gave me all of the DLCs up front, so I already paid for it. I just don't know anymore. I just can't. See, the problem with me is that Adam Sessler isn't reviewing games anymore. And that was like my source was I trusted Adam Sessler. Because I remember he got in trouble for saying he'd rather suck on a urinal puck than play this game again. And at least he wrote his own reviews and he had a modicum of knowledge. It was in the industry for a long time. I'm happy he's out of it.
Yeah.
I really miss X-Play. But I'm happy he's doing whatever he's doing now.
I have a feeling like people in the games industry let the amount of sway they have over a game's success get to their head way too much, even though the sway is not very high. I think that's what it goes to. I think that's what boils it down to. Because it's like, the bigger the company, the more likely they are to be corrupt as sin on the base writer level.
I feel all right. We should feel a moment of silence for Adam Sessler, who had his mom pass away on the 3rd.
Oh.
He's a great person, and you should follow him. By the way, we're not following him on Twitter as we should be. Definitely need to follow him. That's kind of well. Anyways. Good news, we'll be back next week, so everybody can enjoy it. A little bit of a shorter show this week, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm pretty sure you all have things you want to do anyways. Lord knows I have to drive to JFK for 1:30 this morning in a couple hours, so I need to, get sleep and stuff for that.
Yeah, go to bed.
I also have Red Bull in my car though too, so there's two sides to that. Yay. The other thing is I'm going to be excited at some point to talk. We're be adding a new segment to the show when we do it, which is going to be the RPG report. Since we're starting new campaigns and we're starting new stuff, I'm going to force Chris to talk with me and break down our RPG sessions when we have them.
Absolutely.
I have my first one ready to go. I'm kind of excited. By ready to go, I mean I have a loose idea, which I'm basically going to throw at you and then just improv my way through 90% of it. Because I don't believe in pre-prepping anything. I'm just gonna bullshit through, like, you know.
I believe truly and wholly, in my heart of hearts, improv.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be like, and the system we're using, I don't have to roll anything. I am literally just the person who says yes or no, and do you succeed? No. Okay, this is what happens. Do you want to double down? that's gonna be it. Okay, double down. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm excited. I'm happy for it. So that's it for tonight. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for all the people. Thank you for the 2 people who unfollowed, because now we're at 198. That fucking shouldn't open my mouth, Chris. Open my mouth. Beginning the stream. 2 follows go. Just great. Great job, James.
You're not allowed to talk anymore, James.
I'm not allowed to talk anymore.
Not allowed to talk.
I'm happy for all the people who have followed us and who have ever will follow us, who have followed us in the past and decided not to follow anymore. You are your own people, and I appreciate you for being with us for the time that you were. And I'm going to make sure I lead with that comment. This is the opening. All right. That's it. Are we good? Anybody else? Dark, hi. We're ending the show. You're late. Or early. I'll probably just...
It was a very, very fast show this week.
Fast show this week. Will isn't here.
We speed ran Tig Whippies.
Tig Whippies.
New world record.
Yeah, new world record for show. See, here's the thing. And I think a lot of people can look into this, is that me and Chris feed off of Will's, like, cringiness. When he's not here, we have nothing to feed off of. So we actually do a quick, concise show with some topics. Also, we don't have a guest. If we had Regis here or Cosmic Gamers, it'd be different. But
yeah,
they're busy, and it happens. And other people probably didn't want to come on, but it's fine. Chris has been busy with things like golfing with friends, but not friends.
But not with any friends.
With a corgi.
Exclusively without friends.
With a corgi. Right? Golf with a corgi? That's it. Dark, for you though, I will just play the show again after we stop. Unless is there anybody who's on who we should raid? We need to start doing that.
I don't know.
Can we copy strike Tig Whippies?
Yes, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. No. Cosmic Gamers isn't on. Polo and Sam isn't on. Nobody's on. And none of the people who we know are on, that are usually on. Way to go, guys. 10 out of 10. Way to go for, alright. Well, I guess we get to end it. Let's go to the end screen, Chris. Say bye-bye to everybody. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Best outro ever.